Beyond Meat is a plant-based meat substitute, and we're going to use it today to make a meatless spaghetti and meatballs. We're going to start with a tomato sauce. I got 4 cloves of garlic, chop them up, add some olive oil to a sauce pot, add in our garlic, slowly cook that until it's just cooked through. Once it begins to brown, we're ready to add our oregano. I have fresh oregano, add that right to the oil with the garlic, and now we'll add our San Marzano tomatoes. 2 cans of them, pinch of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder. This will help take away some of the acid from the tomatoes. Mix that up. Start to break down the tomatoes with our wooden spoon and let that simmer. Meantime, we'll prepare our meatballs. I have 1 onion on a small diced that. Once it's diced, we'll add some olive oil to a pan, add in our onions, pinch of salt, and cook them until they're just translucent. Once cooked through, we'll take 3 cloves of garlic and grate that right into the onions. Give that a stir, cook that about another minute, turn off the heat, let this cool down to room temperature. So now we can prepare our meatballs. I have my Beyond Beef plant-based protein here. This is comprised mostly of pea protein. Grab 2 slices of bread and cut off the crust. Then cube up the bread. We're going to add that to a bowl with a 1/4 cup of whole milk. Grab a fork and just mash that up until it resembles oatmeal. This is going to add texture and some flavor to the meatballs, mainly for texture though. That looks good. We'll add in our pound of Beyond Beef, teaspoon of salt, about half a teaspoon fresh cracked pepper, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, crack in a whole egg, half a cup breadcrumbs, and I got Parmigiano Reggiano, grate in about a 1/4 cup of that. Bring back our onion garlic mixture that cooled down. Chop up about 2 tablespoons fresh oregano and add that to the mixture. Clean hands, give that a mix. The mixture's a little too wet, so I'm going to add about another 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs here. Mix that up. That feels much better. If your mixture's too dry, add some more milk. Once the mixture's ready to go, roll them out about the size of a golf ball onto a sheet tray lined with parchment paper. You can make them a little smaller if you like, or a little bigger. I prefer the size of a golf ball. Once rolled out, we could go back to our sauce, remove the oregano, add in fresh cracked pepper, grate in Parmigiano Reggiano, about a 1/4 cup or more. Give that a stir, sauce is ready to go. We can begin to cook our meatballs. Got a hot pan, line the bottom with olive oil, and we're just going to sear off these meatballs, get some nice color on them. Make sure the pan is hot enough, otherwise the meatballs will stick. That's why I give them a quick stir like that when I add them to the pan to ensure they're not sticking. Let these brown 2 to 3 minutes. Once the meatballs are browned, give them a quick flip and repeat the process on the other side, 2 to 3 minutes. This is a really important step because you want to get that color to develop that crust for the meatballs. Since these are plant-based, they don't have the same texture as your red meat. Finish cooking them by adding them to our sauce. Make sure the meatballs are submerged in the sauce. We're going to cover this and let this cook about 30 minutes to an hour. I let these go for an hour, add some flavor to the sauce, they're cooked through. Grab a pair of tongs or a slotted spoon and carefully remove the meatballs and put them onto a sheet tray. In the meantime, I have a pound of spaghetti cooking here, and this is cooked ready to go. So I'm going to drain this off, add the spaghetti back to the pan, spoon in some of our marinara sauce, give that a mix to coat the pasta, add in a tablespoon of butter, add the rest of our tomato sauce, and give that a nice stir, making sure the butter is melted, coating the pasta. Pasta's ready to go, we'll plate this up. twirl in some spaghetti into a bowl. Then we'll bring in our Beyond Beef meatballs. I think 3 looks good. A little more sauce on the top. Some grated Parmigiano Reggiano. Some chopped oregano. And that's my spaghetti and Beyond meatballs. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.